mates inside the bar, they laughed and called me drunk by far. But when I showed me empty purse, they bought a round and made it worse. We danced till dawn, the pipes did roar, till someone shouted, check the floor. And there he sat, the tiny sprite, of steel and shoes beneath the light. Oh, the leprechaun's revenge, my friend, he'll steal your luck before the end. He'll take your boots, your hat, your beer, and leave you singing loud with cheer. So guard your pint and guard your gold, the stories say he's sly and bold. He'll trick your soul and twist your bend, beware the leprechaun's revenge. Oh, the leprechaun's revenge, revenge. Upon the countertop, he shouted, lads, you'll never stop. He poured out pints and stole our stew, then vanished in a cloud of brew. The barkeep cried, me whiskey's gone.
What the echo? The fiddles play, the pints are full. The bar keeps shouting, bless your soul, the fire's warm.
Good morning and welcome to London. I have seen all of England, she said. I have seen Westminster Abbey and the House of Parliament and His Majesty's Theatre and the Savoy and the Cheshire Cheese. We are here. Historic pubs still dot the London cityscape. The only place to see very old style tavern in domestic tradition is at Old Cheshire Cheese, which is on Fleet Street, which was rebuilt in 1667 after the Great Fire of London. The walls of pub probably quote literature at you. It sits just on a Fleet Street and dates back to 1667.
Seamus claims he kissed the moon and swore he'd marry her by noon. The bands of Key, the chairs are gone, the bar keeps dancing on his own. And if the roof should come on...
It is here that Charles Dickens, Mark Twain and Samuel Johnson visited very often and spent their evenings. We can see the 7th edition of Samuel Johnson's dictionary here. And Dr. Samuel Johnson, who wrote the English dictionary, just lived around the corner. Outside, you will find a statue of his beloved cat, Artz. Spend some time in any of these pubs today and you will have your fingers on the pulse of London. These cozy hangouts are an extended living room where locals and travellers alike can eat, drink, get on the range and watch a sporting event and make new friends.
My friends, we're kings and bums, we'll drink till morning comes. We'll drink till morning.
Welcome to the oldest pub of 16th century in London, the Old Cheshire Cheese.
We'll chase the devil's tail, for life is short and joy is grand.
London's oldest pubs are historic institutions, many originating in 16th and 17th centuries, surviving the Great Fire of 1666, wartime bombs and pandemics. They were hubs for famous patrons like Charles Dickens, William Shakespeare and Samuel Pepys. The history of the pub book goes back to Romans who first introduced tabernae to England. After the departure of Romans, alehouses sprang up all over the country. The word pub was coined by Victorians for the popular public house. Today, the pub is an English institution. Place to meet, enjoy a good meal, relax or do business. The pubs gives elegant place of London culture and lovely flavour.
We'll drink beneath the sun.
London's oldest pubs are historic institutions, many originating in 16th and 17th centuries, surviving the Great Fire of 1666. Wartime bombs and pandemics, key sites includes Old Cheshire Cheese, rebuilt which was in 1667, and this is the place where Charles Dickens and Johnson used to have their evenings drink. They were hubs for famous patrons like Dickens, Shakespeare and Samuel Pepys, offering a glimpse of centuries of social history. London's historic pubs dating back to Roman times and surviving centuries of fires and plague serves as a vibrant living museums, iconic spots, and these pubs are the centre for smugglers, famous writers and labourers. Several historic London pubs are associated with kings and royalty, often featuring tasks of secret visits, undercover drinks, and which are named to honor specific monks and monarchs. And now we are here at Old Cheshire. Let us go and have a look around. London is rich in literature and literary associations and full of surprising events about the places where writers were born, died, lived and loved.
Now it's us two on the floor, so pour the stones and light the flame. We'll drink and dance and change the game.
Let's go and see the oldest William rooms in the pub.
Oh, we're the lasses of the last round. We'll sing so loud the walls fall down. We'll toast the fools, we'll wear the crown. We're the lasses of the last round. Raise your glass, the night's our friend.
These are still in the same unique and pattern of 16th century, intact, surviving 300 years. And the pub's furniture is so old as centuries of this smell of wood, and everything is intact in the present day. The writers made the capital a backdrop for the plots and significant events, especially in the very old pubs, inns and taverns. Towards the end of Elizabethan era, the pubs were flooded with famous writers like William Shakespeare, Edmund Spenser, Ben Jonson and Christopher Marlowe. The cellars of the pub were the inns and dens of smugglers, ordinary people and elite people.
Raise your glass, the night's our friend. We'll drink and laugh until the end. For joy and mischief both we found. We're the lasses of the last round.
The men may boast they rule the land, but we've got stronger hearts and hands. For when they snore, we take their pay and spend it all by Saturday.
We'll sing till dawn, we'll steal their tunes and dance beneath the drunken.
The need for warmth, shelter, food, companionship and as a meeting place is probably 2000 years old. A lot of pubs I visit today are probably the Victorian era. They are from here almost mid 18th century. The best thing about the pub is it welcomes everybody, young, old, rich and poor. You could be a CEO of a multinational or you could be a guy who just cleaned the street. Anybody could walk in through the door, pay the price for a humble pint of beer and could share the same space. Also typical for a British pub is the regulars live nearby and the atmosphere is informal. There's a sense of belongingness in the pub, especially the British pubs, and this is the Victorian pub which is almost 16th and 17th centuries. It's been here for almost 350 years. Cheers. Cheers.
So here's to love and here's to fun. We'll drink till morning meets the sun. The men may fall, but we'll be sound.
Pubs have been the cornerstone of British social life for at least 1,000 years. History books may be full of kings, queens, politics and wars, but the real history of Britain, the history of vast majority of the population happened in and around the pub.
Let's crawl home at 4, and now it's us who own the floor. So pour the stout and light the flame. We'll drink and dance and change the game. For every fool that's come around, we're the lasses of the last round.
Old Mitre was built in 1546 for the servants of bishops of Ely's Palace. The pub was originally located on land belonging to the bishops of Ely, which was technically part of Cambridgeshire. It is often considered one of the hardest pubs to find. It was rumoured that criminals could avoid arrest by the London police while inside. The pub is widely considered as living embodiment some of Charles Dickens' novels, reading much of its original low-ceiling 16th century ambience. It ever served as a family location for Guy Ritchie movie Snatch. Instead of writers, the specific pub is famous for its royal connections of Queen Elizabeth I and her Lord Chancellor Sir Christopher Hatton. It's exactly near Old Mitre where William Wallace was hung, drawn and quartered at Smithfield along with martyrs and traitors who were also killed nearby.
We're the lasses of the
In 2002, the BBC radio dramatization of P.G. Woodhouse' Meet Mr. Mulliner, narrated by Richard Griffiths, was recorded on location here.
toast the fools, we'll wear the crown. We're the lasses of the
The Old Mitre pub, the other end of the Old Mitre pub is the Hatton Gardens, is one of the most close associate of Queen Elizabeth, where she used to spend her days here. The Old Mitre pub on Ely Palace of Chancery Lane was founded in 1546 and it boasts a tree trunk and front bar is said to have been part of Maypole. The Elizabethan danced around, often touted as the hardest pub to find because it's almost in the alleys of London. The Mitre can also be reached here via invisible passage, and this is the pub with nearly history. The origins lay around the 16th century when Queen Elizabeth is said to have danced around a tree in its garden. The stump can be still seen here and there are many servants employed by the bishops, and the name of course is the Bishop's Room.
Rolled in from Galway Bay and stole the stars and moon away. The wind was soft, the air was strong, and someone whispered they've come along. The fiddles stopped, the voices low, a shimmer crossed the lantern's glow, and through the door.
Welcome to the city of York, one of the most important pubs in central London.
Oh, the ghosts of Connemara singing songs of
City of York, located in London's High Holborn, although the current pub is rebuilding of 1920s. The building of this site have been since here 1430. Some of its features includes late Georgian or Regency triangular metal store and Victorian style cubicles.
a pipe in hand is a reel of straw. He said, I'm proud, me boy, don't cry, I've just come back to wet me eye.
The Welsh poet Dylan Thomas penned an impromptu ode to the pub. Everything is wooden in the pub except the people, the huge train-like structure with wooden barrels. 400 years old, the cubicle booths made a perfect hiding spots for the writers.
Between the pints of stout and fade before the dawn creeps in, raise your glass and feel them near, their laughter drifting.
Everything felt like a cave. Charles Dickens in his David Copperfield incorporated the pub's historic cellar and its connection to 1780s Gordon riots. The cubicles on the right side resembles church confectional boxes. The main features an unusual Georgian triangular metal stove fireplace positioned right in the middle of the floor can be seen in City of York. We are in one of the famous pubs, the City of York. The City of York is known for its wooden bars and high ceilings and trained beer wards, giving it the feel of medieval hall rather than a pub. Pubs have existed at the place for centuries, and you can just see what kind of furniture it has. Been one of the most oldest pub in London. Cheers for the City of York pub.
They dance between the pints of stout and fade before the dawn creeps in. Raise your glass and feel them near, their laughter drifting through the bar. For none are gone who still drink here with the ghosts of Connemara. With the ghosts of Connemara.
We are in one of the private rooms of City of York pub, and during the late Victorian period it was very common to name pubs after the members of the royal family in the 18th and 19th centuries. They still brew and distill their own beer, cider and spirits using traditional methods, including yeast strains passed down from generations and generations.
The candles burned till morning grey, the fog and laughter slipped away, but in the silence soft and clear a fiddle.
We are at the Princess Louis pub. It's one of the most iconic pubs in Holborn, in central London, and just immediately after the City of York on the same street.
It lives in Connemara. Oh, the ghosts of Connemara singing songs of old Erin. They dance between the pints of stout.
Built in 1872, it is famous for its stunning, unaltered interior featuring a mahogany island bar, ornate tiling, etched glass and gilded mirror.
With the ghosts of Connemara. Old Seamus swore he saw his da, pipe in hand as real as straw. He said, I'm proud, me boy, don't cry, I've just come back to wet me eye. The barkeep crossed himself in fright, but smiled before the morning light. For every year when seas run high, the spirits sing where mortals lie. Oh, the ghosts of Connemara singing songs of old Erin. They dance between the pints of stout and fade before the dawn creeps in. Raise your glass and feel them near, their laughter drifting through the bar. For none are gone who still drink here.
It is celebrated as one of the finest surviving examples of Victorian's Gin Palace in London. The original multi-room layout by snugs and booths is separated by high wooden positions and etched snob screens. The private Louis and the Prince Louis has been the venue for a number of influential folk clubs run by Ivan McCall and others, which played an important part in Britain's folk revival of the late 1950s and early 1960s.
There was flame, I never even caught her name. She danced beside the fiddler's bow. Her boots were worn, her cheeks aglow. And when she sang that old refrain, the whole pub roared and sang again. Oh, the lass from Ballymore.
We are at the Princess Louis pub, built in 1872 with an interior design most of which even survives today. Pub interiors of the late Victorian era were often lavish affairs with all this colour, full tiling, beautiful carved wood and the etched glass work. All this grandeur was intended to appeal to more well-heeled customers, but they were also open to everyone with partitions so that different classes did not have to mingle. Ironically, the Victorians came to a public house but often wanted to drink privately. That led pub interiors carved up into all these discrete spaces.
That night a beer, oh, the lass from Ballymore. She stole my heart and then the door she...
It became famous during a period spanning 1900s. It was a meeting place for many London's artist, intellectuals and bohemians. Dylan Thomas and George Orwell were regular visitors here. It is named after the Fitzroy family, Duke of Crofton, who owned much of the land.
Flame or strand of hair, but written on the bar I found her name carved deep without a sound. Now every night I play her song and hope she'll dance before too long. The fiddle cries, the crowd still sways, her ghost still laughs through smoke and haze. Oh, the lass from Ballymore.
But the 1900s, the Fitzroy came to be closely associated with a very small group of doctors who held regular meetings.
Ballymore, raise your pint and sing her tune. She'll haunt your dreams beneath the moon, no finer.
Hi, this is evening time and we are at the famous Fitzroy Tavern pub. This pub was once upon a time collided with so many English writers including Dylan Thomas. This was a pub, the street named by the same Fitzroy Street and the tavern, Fitzroy Tavern. Here comes most famous English writers 150 years back, including Charles Dickens and Karl Marx, had their drinks. Cheers to Dylan Thomas.
Lass from Ballymore. Hey. I met a lass in Ballymore, a smile could light the Galway shore. Her laugh was sweet, her hair was flame, I never even caught her name. She danced beside the fiddler's bow, her boots were worn, her cheeks aglow. And when she sang that old refrain, the whole pub roared and sang again. Oh, the lass from Ballymore, she stole my heart and then the door she left me drunk and wanting more. That fiery lass from Ballymore, raise your pint and sing her tune. She'll haunt your dreams beneath the moon. No finer girl was ever born than the lass from Ballymore. She poured me ale with tease and grin and asked me where the hell I'd been. I told her, love, I've walked the sea, but none compare to sights of thee. She laughed and said, you talk like wine, then stole a kiss and crossed the line. The band played loud, the crowd did cheer. I'll not forget that night of beer. Oh, the lass from Ballymore, she stole my heart and then the door she left me drunk and wanting more. That fiery lass from Ballymore, raise your pint and sing her tune. She'll haunt your dreams beneath the moon. No finer girl was ever born than the lass from Ballymore. The morning came, her seat was bare, no trace of flame or strand of hair, but written on the bar I found her name carved deep without a sound. Now every night I play her song and hope she'll dance before too long. The fiddle cries, the crowd still sways, her ghost still laughs through smoke and haze. Oh, the lass from Ballymore, she stole my heart and then the door she left me drunk and wanting more. That fiery lass from Ballymore, raise your pint and sing her tune. She'll haunt your dreams beneath the moon. No finer girl was ever born than the lass from Ballymore. So if you see her, tell her true, this fool still keeps her name in brew, for love and laughter evermore.
Drinking through big glass pipe, this is where Bob Dylan first played his gig. The peculiar yard of ale originated in 17th century England, was used by kings and queens. These glasses were sometimes called long glasses or Cambridge yards. Legend suggests that these were used ceremonially by the stagecoach drivers, who were handed the long glasses while still seated on the coaches to drink upon safe arrival.
where gulls would cry and shadows fall. Her hair was red, her eyes were green, the fairest lass.
Pubs are so much than places to drink. They are social institutions. Pubs are beating hearts of London's social scene, where nights are spent bantering in buzzing beer gardens.
Heart did burn. Oh, the girl by the harbour wall, I hear her voice when nightbirds call through storm and wave.
The historic London pubs category and the London pubs history, we are going to cover this pub, the Kings and Queens, very near to Russell Square, right? And this is Yard of Ale, and this has a unique way of drinking. And let us start. And I have my camera crew with me, my photographer, who is amazing in picturing all these activities. Cheers, and cheers to Investigating Europe.
Oh, the girl by the harbour wall, I hear her voice when nightbirds call through storm and wave, through rise and fall. I dream of the girl by the harbour wall. The years when
I have my camera crew with me, and today it's our day. We are going to celebrate with Yard of Ale.
I'd known, her name still anchors me to home. Now back I've come to Galway's shore. The pub still stands, the gulls still soar. I asked the barkeep, old and grey, he said she'd wed and sailed away. So here I sit with pint in hand and watch the waves caress the sand. For every sailor near or far has left his heart where the harbours are. Oh, the girl by the harbour wall, I hear her voice when nightbirds call through storm and wave, through rise and fall. I dream of the girl by the harbour wall. So raise your glass, my brothers all, to loves we've lost and can't recall, to every name that fate let fall like hers by the harbour wall. The tide rolls in, the candles fade.
This is Ratan Kumar Namtabad signing off for the London pubs and London literary pubs documentary. See you more on Investigating Europe. And this is what we have covered in the literary London pubs. And pubbing is a social life and acceptance in United Kingdom, all over England. So this is how we are connecting people in the pubs, and also the literary associations and great writers, how they spend their evenings and have come up with world's greatest achievements and writings. See you next time on Investigating Europe. Cheers!
Said the tide runs fast, but true love's ship will ever last. I swore I'd sail and soon